Please bet on football games.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Please Bet on Football Games podcast. I am your host Alex, here with the on-air talent Joe. Joe, how's it going?
It's a strong fucking word, buddy. Should I just start with the fucking rant that I went on right before we recorded?
Let me just introduce the numbers really quickly. We won't go into the bets, but we bet 9 units last week. We lost 7 of them. We haven't had a winning week since week 5. We're down 17.64 units on the year. Go ahead.
Well, it's just like, it's very frustrating, and like, even for my personal bets, which I was profitable until this week on the season. And it's very frustrating because a lot of my friends who do this professionally, a lot of people who are very sharp, are having similarly difficult times handicapping this season. And it's largely, in summary, if you want to skip the fucking rant, deplatformed, because the NFL product is just really shitty right now. Like, there are so many teams with just glaring deficiencies. Like, the Bengals, they haven't gotten a stop since Vietnam. The Chicago Bears can't get a fucking stop. Special teams across the league are just ridiculous. And you can't, even if you really love film, even if you really love math, you can't handicap special teams because play to play, it's a different fucking lineup. Your gunner on this set is going to be different from your gunner on the next punt. Your kick blocking formation is going to be different every time a little bit, and your kick block, the actual block play, different every fucking snap, every fucking week. Like, it is genuinely unpredictable because there is no sample size and it is not something we have insight into. So if somebody was going to be like, oh, you got to handicap the special teams better. Fucking how, dude? It's not possible. The players are different. The systems are different. It's not a stable thing that you can handicap. It is largely luck. It's just been a chaos season. There are so many bad beats. There are so many, like, we'll get into it, but frankly, I don't care to go that piecemeal. We had 3 bets that we genuinely cared about this week. Washington, the Commanders had the ball first and goal to win the game. On 4th down, their veteran tight end, their borderline Hall of Fame tight end, falls down. He slips. Would have been an easy touchdown catch otherwise, and that would have basically iced the game. We certainly couldn't have lost. We almost certainly would have won. Slips. They get a 3-and-out, and they're about to receive the punt at about midfield. All they got to do is field the punt, and they'll probably kick an easy walk-off field goal, muff the punt, because their fucking punt returner got hurt, and they put a backup in there, Mike Sanderstill, who hasn't returned punts since Michigan. How am I supposed to handicap that shit? That's not handicappable. It's completely random. And even after that, we got lucky. Mike McDaniel fucked up. We get a goal line stand. Okay, that obviates the Ertz drop. Mariota marches the Commanders down the field to kick the game-winning field goal, and Matt Gay, former Pro Bowler, misses a 56-yarder for no reason. And rather than trying to get like another 5 yards to make it a 51-yarder, the Commanders threw a deep bomb. It's the dumbest shit possible. And then, of course, first play of overtime, Mariota, after a really good day, throws the dumbest pick of all time. We lose the game. It took 6 crazy fucking things to make us lose that bet that we absolutely should have won. And if any of those 6 things goes a little different, if Ertz catches the touchdown, if Sanderstill doesn't fumble, if the Commanders make one of the 2 field goals they missed that were both makeable, if Mariota doesn't throw an uncharacteristically terrible interception, if any one of those 6 things changes slightly, instead of being -1 unit on that game, we are +3 units on that game, and our entire week looks different. It's a 4-unit swing because 6 crazy fucking things happened. Minnesota game. JJ McCarthy played not good. 6 drops on 30 pass attempts. That's crazy. From Justin Jefferson and TJ Hawkinson and Jordan Addison, 6 drops, unheard of. And JJ McCarthy throws 3 picks. Okay, that's part of our handicap. We know JJ McCarthy's not that good. And JJ McCarthy leads a game-winning touchdown drive with less than a minute left. Oh, but the Bears returned to kick 65 fucking yards and kicked a field goal without getting a first down to win the game. How do you handicap that? We overcame 3 turnovers and 6 drops. We overcame special teams gaffes, but we couldn't overcome long kickoff return to end the game. If the Vikings had booted the ball out of bounds, we probably win the bet. If the Vikings had gotten a touchback, we probably win the bet. How do you handicap that? You can't. So we lose the bet. And then finally, Detroit, Philly. Jared Goff was accurate on 40% of his fucking passes. The Lions were, 0 for 6 on 4th down? They passed up on 3 very makeable field goals. they missed a field goal. If the Lions are 2 for 6 on 4th down, we win the game. If the Lions kick one of the field goals, we're right in the game. And then, of course, even after all that, the Lions are 1 touchdown away. They are right there to win the game. They force a 3 and out, and then you get the most egregiously terrible pass interference call we've ever seen for no reason at all. In a game where they had let the people or the defenders play physical all game, they call the most random, insane pass interference. How do you handicap that shit? And if the answer is you can't handicap that shit, then why could we handicap that shit for the last 9 years? Right? This is our 10th year. 9 years we've been pretty fucking good at this shit. What's going on? And I think the product is bad. I think the rosters are very lopsided and shitty. I think you can really only bet on a handful of teams that are buttoned up and talented. And everybody else, you got to just say they are a college football team. They are random chaos and stupidity. There is no handicapping them. And it's infuriating and it's frustrating and it's not pleasant to watch. I didn't watch Monday Night Football this week because I was like, you know what? I'm so sick of watching dog shit fucking football. I can't take it. I don't care. It's killing my love for this game that I've been obsessed with for decades. And then oh, sour grapes, you lose some fucking bets and now you hate the league. No, I've been kind of hating the league all year despite making money on the league all year. Now that I'm losing, I really fucking hate it. And I don't name good teams. Name good teams that are consistent and professional the way that teams always were up until this year. The Bills are not a good team. The Chiefs are not a good team. The Chiefs have a shitty quarterback. The Buccaneers might have been a good team and then they lost all their wide receivers and offensive linemen and their defensive line. The Rams are a very good team. The Seahawks are a very good team. That's kind of it. That's my rant. I'm fucking very frustrated.
Yeah, I don't have too much to add besides I feel like the league's been trending this way the last few years. We've talked about it of the quarterback play was dropping and it was moving to, people talked about the parity. That was a word that came up a lot a couple years ago of the league's getting a lot more equal and we're seeing a lot more. But I think it's that it's getting worse.
Yeah, it's
there's
not
just more chaos.
It's not that there's parity. It's that there's 4 teams that know what the fuck they're doing and everybody else is equally shit. But then those 4 teams just dance to the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, it just feels like there's less certainty about anything and that it's a little bit more just random events happening. This week sucked. Joe took you through those 3 bets that we made. I don't really care to talk about our Cincinnati bet or our Arizona bet.
I didn't watch either game, but actually from what I've heard, Arizona absolutely deserved to win. It's just they got really unlucky with turnovers.
Yeah, I watched some of that game. They didn't play that bad, but yeah, the turnovers got him. Jacoby had some moments that weren't great, but he also had some good moments. It's a little bit what to expect from him. I don't really care to talk about him. Week sucked. Let's flush that and move on and try and find some winners.
Well, hold on, because I want to do one thing before we move on. We have our friends over at Sportfolio Kings. And the rant I just went on, if you're a reasonable person who has no idea, they didn't watch, if you missed football this week and you don't really know who I am, you're going to be like, oh, this is some degenerate who lost all his bets and he's pissed off. I did lose all my bets. I am pissed off. But I can prove that I'm not full of shit. Sportfolio Kings expected drive points, right? This is a very objective manner of evaluating who should have won a game, and we use it every week. We agree with it 80% of the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Expected points. Commanders 26, Dolphins 21. Sounds like we should have won that bet. Vikings 17, Bears 20. Okay, fine. We lose that bet. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, 3 turnovers.
Yeah, 3 turnovers. You can't come back from that. JJ McCarthy needs to be a lot better. Sunday Night Football, Lions 21, Eagles 14. And we lost that bet. Another one would have made our week. It's a 6.8 unit swing. So instead of being down 7, we would have been break even. And then that's without even getting into Cincinnati and the Steelers. Apparently Cincinnati deserved 18 points and the Steelers deserved 17. We caught 5.5 points, lost the bet. And Arizona versus San Francisco, again, we caught 2.5 points. That line got up to 3.5. Arizona 31, 49ers 24. We lost that bet by 20 fucking points. How do you handicap this league when all the things that tell us who is better don't fucking matter? I don't know. It's tough. We're going to keep doing it. And I actually really like the card this week, but watch us lose all our bets on some fucking blocked punts or some shit again.
And then you can tune in next week and hear live on the podcast.
I was going to say, tune in next week for Sounds of a... honestly, the worst part is I wasn't even remotely mad until I started recapping what happened this week with you in the pre-pod. And I was like, yeah, wait a second. This is bullshit. What the fuck? And it's been bullshit. Like, remember when we lost a Rams bet? Instead of winning money line for 6 units, we lost the spread because of a blocked field goal touchdown. Yeah. In a game we were winning by 24 points. Lost the bet. Fucking how? Fucking why? How many games have we lost this year because of blocked fucking kicks? It's nuts. It's fucking nuts. And I don't like it. And it should choose to be different from that.
We need to send the NFL to conversion therapy.
We need Mike Pence to fix the NFL.
Week 12.
Week 12.
Thursday Night Football.
Hey, we get to start off hot as fuck.
We have the Buffalo Bills going to play the Houston Texans. The Bills, -6.
If you like betting on football, you should bet Texans +6. But I fucking won't. You want to know why?
Josh Allen's an alien.
The Texans aren't one of the 5 trustworthy teams in this league. It's that's it. Like, is Davis Mills a downgrade from CJ Stroud? We have 2 weeks of proof he's fucking not, but it doesn't matter because the Texans are a mistake-prone, strange team, and the Bills are much better. So while I think if this game were played cleanly, the Texans would hang tight and then lose in the end when Josh Allen does some Josh Allen shit, I could very easily see the Texans just letting this game get away from them. And I do think that, like, sour grapes aside, part of the variance that we're seeing is that teams are going for it on 4th down a lot more. Teams are getting a lot more aggressive in their decision making. And when that happens and you're not good, shit gets bad fast. And if you are aggressive with those decisions when you are not good and you get lucky, shit gets closer than it should be fast. So there are many reasons for the league being shit to handicap lately. And it's not just that the teams are bad, although it is. It's also that the teams are very risk aggressive, very risk risk tolerant, or not even risk philic, like aside, the opposite of risk phobic. They're addicted to risk. And then the good teams are risk phobic. They're cowardly. So like it's drawing out stupid outcomes in both directions. It's dumb, whatever. Sunday.
Kicking us off in the early slate, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers going to play the Chicago Bears. The Bears are -2.5.
All right, so this is a perfect example of you can't fucking bet on this game. Let me explain why. In a typical season where shit makes sense, I'd bet on the Bears because Ben Johnson is that fucking guy. The Bears offense looks a lot more creative than it did early in the season, and as we expected, things are starting to come together. Now, Caleb Williams is still very inaccurate, but his pocket manipulation's been incredible. I mean, the man doesn't get sacked. He's too elusive. His pocket awareness is bad, but it doesn't matter. He's too slippery and fast. It's incredible. He's truly just bigger Kyler Murray. The issue is, 1, the Bears have no secondary. 2, the Bears have no pass rush. 3, we don't know who's playing quarterback for the Steelers. 4, sometimes the Steelers defense is good, but usually it's not, but sometimes it is. Who knows? You can't bet on these mercurial, dysfunctional teams. I don't think Mason Rudolph is a downgrade from Aaron Rodgers, but I can't be certain. The Steelers' offense is terrible, but the Bucs' defense is terrible. So what happens? I don't fucking know.
Bears.
You bet Bears?
No, you said the Bucs defense.
Yeah. Bears defense. No, the Bucs defense is also terrible for different reasons, but it's also not that terrible, but it's also terrible. But we know how to deal with that because we know Todd Bowles.
I would lean Bears, but I don't want to bet on this game.
And this is the other problem is like Caleb Williams has looked fine lately.
Yeah, he actually looks like he has been improving a little bit, which I keep harping on.
But his accuracy is still dick. And when your accuracy is dick, occasionally the off-script weird bullshit's not going to work, and scoring 16 points against the Vikings is not going to be sufficient, and you're going to get fucked. And I just can't lay points with possibly getting fucked. So we go to the next game.
Next game, we have the New York Jets going to play the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are -13.5.
Look, if you're smart, you're going to take the Jets because they benched Justin Fields and Tyrod Taylor is infinitely more capable, and the Ravens have proven they're not very good. Lamar Jackson. Has anybody else noticed that he's been bad this year? Like pretty fucking bad? No? Okay, still just me. But like, the Ravens defense also isn't very good. Now, they had the good fortune of playing against the Browns last week, which means half the game was Dylan Gabriel, who struggles and he's overwhelmed, and half the game is Shadur Sanders, who he played the worst performance I've ever seen in my life. On average, every play hurt the team. I do my PGP grades, my PGP algorithm. Those of you who watch this podcast or listen to this podcast almost certainly know what I'm talking about, my charts. It's -16.5 on 18 dropbacks. Alex, that's fucking insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really efficiently bad.
For a little bit of insight, if every single drop back, Shadur Sanders would have taken his drop back, looked at a receiver, and thrown the ball out of bounds near him, not a throwaway, but a bad throw, every single drop back, he would have gotten a -18. So what he did was slightly better than intentionally missing every single pass on every single drop back.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like he had never met anyone on the team before and also hadn't played football in like 2 years.
Well, against all odds, he did complete his first pass, which was a flat route to the running back.
Yeah, that was nice.
Against all odds, none of the odds actually were rooting for him. He was facing them all. It was Jon Snow with one sword versus the entire army. But
He had that dig or whatever. That was a good throw.
the dig was a great throw. I graded it as great. That was very generous of me. If I didn't, we're looking at a -17.25, and it's his first 4 plays were a routine throw on a flat, a bad sack fumble, a pick, and a ball that should have been picked.
Yep.
So the Ravens barely won that game against that guy. Think about this. Consider this. You have to bet the Jets. It's not comfortable. It does suck. Tyrod Taylor is better than Justin Fields, though. But I'm not betting on shitty fucking teams anymore, so it's a maybe pile.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at that number, with how the Ravens have played this year and kind of just the state of their team, Jets. But next game, we have the New York Giants going to play the Detroit Lions. The Lions are -10.5.
I can't lay 10.5 with the Lions. I lean to the Giants. Jameis Winston is not a significant downgrade from Jackson Dart whatsoever at all. He might be an upgrade. The Lions offense will suddenly look great again because they're playing a dog shit team indoors in the warmth. But I'm really not convinced that Dan Campbell is an upgraded OC from John Morton. Even like, yes, the Lions, if Jared Goff played C football, the Lions butt fucked the Eagles, right? But mostly just because they threw screens and Jahmyr Gibbs was insane. A lot of Dan Campbell's runs were right up the middle, gap scheme shit, and that's not what they do. Or at least it's not what they have done. His passing concepts were mostly just slants. Like it wasn't as creative as I expected. I think it's very clear now that Ben Johnson was the reason for the season in Detroit. I think it's very clear now that Detroit's window is closed as a Super Bowl contender. Now their roster is still so good that like they'll be solid. They might even be better than that, especially in this version of the NFL, but I'm not laying fucking 10.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing Dan Campbell has improved is Jamison Williams. He's been getting the ball a lot more since Campbell's been.
That is true. Dan Campbell loves JMO, and JMO is that good. Now, JMO is also frustrating for a different set of reasons because he's incapable of following a good thing with a good thing. He must do a good thing and then immediately do the dumbest thing.
Yep, it's like he does something really good and he's like, "Whoa, I don't want to get too big of a head here. Let's make everyone hate me a little bit."
It's almost like he saw the viral tweet of like accidentally made myself important at work and now I hate my life.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I got to make sure nobody ever actually trusts me or thinks that I'm worth anything. I don't want to make too much money this summer cuz like if JMO just didn't commit stupid penalties and like stopped gambling on basketball in the team facility, just like went home and did it instead, then he would be making like $30 million a year this summer. But as it is, I have no idea what he makes.
Yeah. I think a lot of people will be curious. We'll see. Maybe someone will give him 30 million.
Like, and this is the thing. I kind of fucking hope they do because he's that fucking good, but also it's gonna blow up in your face. I don't know how, but it just seems that it will.
Well, also, I don't think it's gonna be like a really good team that would give him 30 million. I think it would be a team trying to make a splash or.
But just like so you say that, but think about it like this. Imagine he goes to the Patriots with Drake May. Imagine the amount of cum that you could expel from your body while watching a football game. Now double it. Now double it.
They're gonna reinvent the Al Davis tradition.
The Raiders got a lot of things to fix. I don't think they're going to be paying anybody anything soon except for maybe buyout fees.
Some estate taxes.
Well, yeah.
Not betting on this game. Next up, we have the New England Patriots going to play the Cincinnati Bengals. Patriots are -9.
Can't do it. The Patriots are a solid team in a league that lacks them. The Bengals are a good offense, and that's it. The problem is every time the Patriots get up by a couple touchdowns, they turtle and they let teams come right back because they get really conservative, and they're terrible at basically everything other than letting Drake May fucking slang that shit. And when Drake May's not slanging that shit, they punt, right? It's either Drake May gets to throw deep and be aggressive, or they punt. And when they're up a couple touchdowns, they love to pick the punt option. And slowly but surely, the other team gets back in the game. And the Patriots win, but it's by like 3 or 5. It's not by 10. So I can't bet that shit.
Yeah, I mean, and the Bengals are also well set up to be down by multiple scores and just pick apart prevent.
Well, and like Jamar Chase isn't playing in this game, but they still have.
Yeah, I forgot he got suspended.
Yeah,
That's my bad. Never mind.
He did spit on a motherfucker, but you could still throw the ball to T. Higgins, and you could still throw the ball to fucking Mike Gesicki, and you could. We may or may not have had a glitch that made me sound like a mouse on meth, but I don't care. Summary. Bengals got a lot of motherfuckers to throw to even without Jamar Chase, and that's what makes them so goddamn special. They'll score some points if they have to. I don't want to bet the Patriots -9. Not once. Not ever. Not today. Not tomorrow. Next game.
Next game, we have the Seattle Seahawks going to play the Tennessee Titans. The Seahawks are -13.5.
Next game. The Titans are not a football team.
Yeah.
The Seahawks probably win by 30 if they want. It's just a matter of do they want.
Yeah, I agree. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings going to play the Green Bay Packers. The Packers are -6.5.
Vikings. It takes no thought. It's the easiest bet of all time. The Packers are a bad team, and now they don't have their star running back. And even if Josh Jacobs plays, and, I do think Josh Jacobs is overrated, they don't have a backup for him anymore. They got rid of that motherfucker from BC, Dillon, A.J. Dillon. Yeah, they got rid of him. They have no real backup. I think it's Emmanuel Wilson. I don't know what that is. And Jordan Love is bad. We've been over it so many times. He's a detriment to the team. And did anybody notice how I saw one person tweet about it? Last week, Jordan Love got hurt and Malik Willis came in and the offense got better. And so somebody tweeted is Malik Willis really good, or is Jordan Love and gets yanked off stage? But that, but for real, we're seeing it all over the league this year. A lot of these backups are better than the starters. A lot of the starters are starters because they were drafted higher. They sell a lot of jerseys. Jordan Love is one of them. He's bad. He's not good at anything. He's bad. He would be a good runner, but he doesn't do it. He's bad. Meanwhile, JJ McCarthy is catching every possible bullet and every every joule of heat on the internet. Joule with an OU, not with an EW. And I don't really think it's warranted. Yes, he threw 3 pickable balls last week. Do you know how good you have to be to throw 3 interceptable passes and still have a C game? That's what he did. Do you think Justin Jefferson's going to keep dropping balls? Do you think Jordan Addison's going to keep dropping balls? I don't. I just made a video today actually about it because I was just I've noticed something with JJ McCarthy. I've noticed a few things. And remember, I don't love JJ McCarthy. My comp for him coming out was Ryan Tannehill mixed with Zach Wilson. It's not a Hall of Fame endorsement. But I think he's definitely a starting quarterback, and I think he can even be a really good one. It's just that the mistakes look bad. When he misses, he doesn't miss close. He misses bad. He had a few balls that were 3 yards over Justin Jefferson's outstretched hand above his head. That's terrible. But I posit you this question very really because there's a guy named Clap Dan on Twitter who basically and I don't say this with malice, he stole my scouting system with the charts, and he kind of modified it to fit his own needs, and he charts a lot of games. You familiar? You seen his shit?
I think maybe some retweets or popped up, but I'm not really familiar.
Yeah, I appreciate him. I mean, I think he knows ball, and if I haven't graded a game and he has, I can get a general idea of what I would think by looking at him. And I think that's valuable. And I have no problem at all with anybody else using my fucking charts, my charting system. It's not it's not a proprietary algorithm, right? Go ahead. The thing he did to modify it, though, is that I only have 1 category for bad passes and 1 category for interceptable passes. He's added in 2 other levels of bad passes. Really bad passes, kind of bad passes, slightly bad passes. And I think that is logically stupid. Again, I like Dan. Nothing against Dan. I've talked to him about this. He knows how I feel. agree to disagree respectfully. Does it make a difference to you, Alex? Let's say we have two quarterbacks. They each throw 10 balls. 8 of them are perfect. The other 2 are misses. One quarterback A misses both passes by 5 inches. They're 5 inches from being catchable. Quarterback B misses the same 2 passes, but instead of being 5 inches from catchable, they're 5 yards from catchable. The other 8 passes are identical. Does it make a fucking difference?
I don't think it makes any difference in terms of grading the individual play or putting together a grade for that game. I do think it might make a difference in terms of long-term predictability, because if someone keeps missing by 5 inches, you go, okay, well, maybe there's more room in there for maybe he's not really messing up. Maybe the receiver's a little off, maybe the timing's down. Or it's just but he was just right there. He can dial it in a little bit with a small tweak. Whereas if you're missing by 10 feet, it's what's going on? There's got to be something in his mechanics or throwing motion or processing or whatever where he's just not grasping this. Or it's just not repeatable. And so, what that leads to, at least in my opinion, is I would assume bigger misses are probably more picks because it's more space for someone to get into.
But aren't we double counting if we count pickable balls and we count bad misses as being worse because they lead to pickable balls? We're double counting. And I agree with you on your volume thing. Over time, the guy who misses big probably misses more.
Mm-hmm.
But you know how we get around that? Increase scale. Grade every play. And if we grade every play and the accuracy stays the same, it's just oh yeah, sometimes when he misses, it's fucking ugly. But he, Drake May, at the beginning of the year, people were saying oh, Drake May is not accurate. Look at these terrible misses he's having. And it's yeah, when he misses, it's bad. He misses less than anybody else. It doesn't matter. He's one of the very most accurate players in the league. It's just the misses look bad and people overreact emotionally to that. And I think that's what's happening with JJ McCarthy. And to your point, you nailed the big thing. You know that I'm not big on mechanics and fundamentals. I don't care that much. JJ McCarthy's footwork and his throwing motion kind of remind me of Clayton Kershaw. He doesn't have the hitch, the cheating bulk that Clayton Kershaw got away with for 20 years somehow. But he has the same, when Kershaw pitches and when he finishes his pitch, his entire body is facing very squarely towards the batter and he's very far from his original starting spot and his whole body has all of its momentum forward, you know?
Mm-hmm.
JJ McCarthy does something similar. Whereas Tom Brady stands sideways, he's about to give you a side kick, karate, and he moves about 5 inches over the entire course of his pass, his frame moves 5 inches. JJ McCarthy's entire body moves about 2 feet forward every time he passes, and he steps very squarely facing the target, like Clayton Kershaw, like a pitcher. And it means that he's walking himself into contact when he throws the ball a lot. He'll throw, and mid-throw, he's bumping himself on his blocker's ass because he's moving forward too much. And B, it means that he's got 3 points of balance. He's got his arm up here, he's got one leg just inside that arm, and then he's got one leg way out to the left. And it creates a weird balancing act he has to do that causes occasional bad accuracy. So that's why he's gonna have those bad misses. Every throw he makes is a very intense process of balancing, and honestly, it's a credit to his talent that he can be accurate with such terrible mechanics. Every time he throws the ball, he's basically off platform because he's got one leg here, one leg there, and his arms out here. It's a fucking triangle of balance every time he's throwing. Whereas the reason that you have a Tom Brady throwing motion with your feet pointed sideways like a baseball batter, and you take one step and throw with as little motion as possible, like a golf swing, like a baseball swing, you're trying to eliminate all the variables. You're trying to eliminate the amount of focus and adjustment on every single throw and just make it simple and repeatable. That's how you develop consistency. And that's why people care about mechanics and throwing motions. I don't, because I grade enough plays that I'm okay, I know that it looks bad, but we can figure out. Mechanics are a shortcut for figuring out precision, consistency of accuracy, right? And if you're going to grade every play, you don't need to make the shortcut because you could just look and be I know it looked bad, but he hit 70%. So McCarthy's got an accuracy issue. Now, the other thing is McCarthy is one of the best big throwers in the league.
He's had some absolute dimes.
The deep balls and really the intermediate balls are excellent. They keep getting dropped primarily by Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, which is fucking weird. But you have to imagine it's random. I fucking love this game. I love the Vikings in this game. They're going to win this fucking game outright.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's absolutely a coin flip on who wins because I think the Vikings are a better team, but they have less certainty about what the offense is going to be because there's the volatility of JJ McCarthy's going to make some really nice throws, but he also might throw 3 picks. And I think that's some of that inaccuracy issue showing up is that he's going to throw pickables.
Oh, there is a third thing. There is a third thing with JJ. Now, you're going to be shocked when I tell you this. The guy who like had the fewest dropbacks in college and was super young coming out and like didn't actually showcase his quarterbacking very much in college, and then he got hurt his entire rookie year, and then he got hurt for half of his second year so far. Yeah, the game's still pretty fast for him. Like he's overwhelmed, and that's why every end of drive and every end of half drive, every game-winning drive, he looks fucking awesome because he's not thinking, because defenses are simpler and his plays are 1 and 2 reads. I think the Vikings have learned that. I think the Vikings will understand that's how you use him. And when the Packers don't get pressure, their defense is not good. And the Vikings offensive line is now healthy, and it is fucking sick. So I like the matchup, and the JJ McCarthy hate has gone too far. Coming from a guy who comped him to fucking Zach Wilson and said he's going to need a year to figure shit out, it's gone too far. He's not nearly as bad as half these fucking guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think ultimately he's an exciting prospect. Like, he looks like a rookie, but he's what, 21, 22?
He's 22.
He's 22. He's a young quarterback.
He's a year older than Arch Manning.
Yeah, he didn't get that many actual like dropbacks in college. So if I was a Vikings fan, I'd be overall encouraged. Like, obviously still pessimistic because that's my approach as a football fan, but he has special talent. He's shown stretches of being very good. Let things slow down for him a little bit and see if some of those errant throws come down a little bit and he just makes some cleaner decisions.
Well, and this is the really big thing. Last week, 30 passes, right? He wasn't that accurate. But even if he was perfect, when you drop 6 balls on 30 passes, 24-30 is not great. And that's if he's perfect. And if he's league average, 30 passes, you say what? He should probably be accurate on 25 of them, maybe 20. Let's call it 23, right? We'll say 23 is like a pretty average accuracy game. Now -6 for drops. You're at 50%. That's not tenable. And again, I don't think it's repeatable. I don't think Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and TJ Hawkinson are going to drop 6 fucking balls. And Adam Thielen dropped one. Adam Thielen! Come on. That doesn't happen twice. So regression to the mean with receptions, improvement from the quarterback every week. Jordan Love is booty, and the Packers will be missing their running back that the entire offense flows through. And the Packers' defensive line, that is their entire defense, will not be nearly as effective as they expect to be because great offensive line.
Yeah, I don't need to add anything to that. It's a bet.
Buddy,
Vikings plus 6.5.
3 motherfucking units. And the only reason it's 3 motherfucking units is because it would be 2 units with 1 unit on the money line if I hadn't just gotten bitch slapped all week last week.
I mean, that doesn't really matter for the pod bet. You want to put one on the money line? 2 unit spread, 1 unit money line?
What's the fucking money line? Let's look up the fucking money line. Yeah, we're going to do 1 money line. You preview the next game, I'll find the money line. We're going to do 2 unit spread, 1 unit money line. Fuck them.
Hell yeah. What are we going to do? Lose more?
It's true. It's true.
Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts going to play the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are -3.5.
We're gonna bet this game, but also the money line is +260 for the Vikings.
Ooh.
Like, buddy, the Vikings win that game 1 out of 3 at worst.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs have a problem. Their quarterback is ass. No. I don't mean like Mahomes has fallen off. Mahomes isn't what he used to be. Mahomes is still top 10. I mean, Mahomes is a bad fucking quarterback. And I'm not going to post this on Twitter because last time I said something like that, SWAT got called on my law firm.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I'm not fucking around with those tweens from bumfuck nowhere anymore. But if you care about football, understand that Patrick Mahomes is bad. And Alex, has anybody been telling you something like that for the last 3 years? Have you heard that along the grapevine?
Yeah, just some asshole on Twitter.
Correct. That is me. No, it's like, if the most gratifying thing in the world is when I meet people, mostly via Twitter, who are also film junkies, and they're like, dude, I'm never going to say this out loud, but Patrick Mahomes fucking isn't good. Like, not isn't as good as he's, like is bad. And I'm like, thank you. Why does nobody else say that? They're like, we don't want to get fucking doxxed and hated. Like, I will not name names. I will not even allude to names. I'm going to be very secretive with this. I am not burning this bridge. But a particular film studier who I respect, and I'll tell you about later, like, we were DMing, and he's like, yeah, Mahomes has been really fucking bad this year. It's kind of crazy that he got MVP talk. And I'm like, yes, thank you. So I do not at all respect Patrick Mahomes. And without a quarterback to operate this paint by numbers offense, by the way, this is the easiest fucking offense. There's somebody wide open on every fucking play. I think I'm going to do a Mahomes video this week just to say like, hey, what the fuck? Look at it. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. The only bet I won this past week was Broncos money line over Chiefs because Bo Nix hit 2 deep passes like we said he might. Literally, I saw him hit 2 deep passes. I was like, oh, he's going to win. Because
I was thinking of that. When I saw him hit a couple deep shots, I was like, I wonder if Joe's betting on them now.
I'm not even joking. I saw the first one and I went, because it was the first quarter, I went, oh. And I saw him hit the second one about a quarter later and I was like, yep, we're doing it. And I literally went to the app and I bet.
No free ads. Nice.
Yeah, well, they limit me, but they let me bet live. We have to take the Colts. I'm mad that we have to take 3.5 because the minus 120 is prohibitive.
Yeah.
But the plus 3.5 means it's a guaranteed winner. So I'll throw 3 units on the bitch.
I'm knocking on some wood. Did you just say a guaranteed winner?
I'm telling you, the Colts can't lose this game. Let's actually, like, this has been an emotional handicap, or at least it sounds that way to this point. Let's break it down. The Colts have definitely top 5. Are we ready to say top 3 offensive line?
I think so.
It gets messy, because you got to throw the Eagle. Well, the Eagle's not this year, but you got to throw the Lions up there. Mm-hmm. The Vikings healthy are up there. The Colts are right the fuck there. I mean, it's who else? Who am I forgetting? The Rams are good, not great.
Jags good, not great.
Jags good, not yeah. Jags okay. Honestly, the Jets might be up there. Poor fucking Jets. They figured out their offensive line finally, and everything else is a wasteland. Regardless, sick offensive line. And the Chiefs' defensive line has been mid. Chris Jones is not Chris Jones anymore, and he's all they've had for years. So now you're left with mid-ass George Karlaftis, a mid version of Chris Jones, and then what the fuck, you know? Wide receivers. The Colts probably have the best wide receivers in the NFL. Certainly the deepest wide receiver stable.
Yeah, and they traded A.D. Mitchell, and they still probably have the deepest wide receiver stable.
They traded A.D. Mitchell, who I think is a legitimate number 1 X receiver, and they still have 3 or 4 guys who are like ballers, plus a good tight end, plus the second best running back in football. I go Jameer.
Offensive line.
Plus a great, like, it's disgusting. And also, like, Shane Steichen, not a bad coach, buddy. So the Chiefs have a pretty below average defensive line, shall we say? And they make up for it. They make up for it with really creative blitzes from the linebackers, but it's still not great. And then their secondary is falling apart just due to attrition. They have 1 good corner left in Trent McDuffie, and everything else is pretty fucking exploitable. And you have to cover 5 guys who are fucking unstoppable. So how do you get a stop? Okay, well, it's Patrick Mahomes. He'll make it a track meet. Would you like to know how accurate Patrick Mahomes has been on deep balls this year? Because the Chiefs actually, as opposed to most years, they've begun throwing a fuck ton of deep balls.
Remind me what the league average is for deep balls this year.
So Patrick Mahomes has thrown 39 deep balls in his 9 games that I've graded. That's a fucking lot. Patrick Mahomes has been accurate on 13. That's 33%.
What's the average? Did you look that up for me?
The league average amongst starters is 35%. So he's below average. But that's a misnomer. Because let's look at some of the good quarterbacks. Matt Stafford, 44%. Baker Mayfield, 57%. Justin Herbert, 57%. Drake May, 57%. Josh Allen, 50%. Sam Darnold, 56.5%. Like, you know who else has a 33% deep ball percentage? Jared Goff, who notoriously sucks at the deep ball. Caleb Williams, we rag on him all the time for having a terrible deep ball. 32%. Reminder, Mahomes, 33%. Bo Nix, we rag on him all the time for having a terrible deep ball. 33%.
Well, look at Jaden Daniels, 42.
42 for Jaden Daniels, which is up.
A better deep ball thrower than you expected.
Not last year. Last year it was 20%. But still, Jalen Hurts, 39%. Better deep ball thrower than Patrick Mahomes.
I'm sorry, I just saw Dylan Gabriel with 0.
Dylan Gabriel and Tua are both 0, which is why I said the average is a little bit off. Dylan Gabriel, now, small sample. I've only graded 3 deep balls from Dylan Gabriel. I
don't think he can really throw that far.
Which is telling. I've graded 2 games of Dylan Gabriel, 3 deep balls, none of them close.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was just looking at some of the other names.
No, it's okay. Tua, I've seen Tua throw 2 deep balls in 3 games, both of them misses. So yeah, like amongst quarterbacks who aren't from Hawaii, Patrick Mahomes is amongst the very, very worst in deep ball accuracy, despite being one of the highest in deep ball accuracy, like in deep ball rate. Like they throw a lot of fucking deep balls. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is 19th in deep ball accuracy, but that's including Dylan Gabriel, Tua, Geno Smith, Mac Jones, and Lamar Jackson, who's been terrible this year. The milk's gone bad, Alex. Patrick Mahomes he still can't read a defense, which is concerning because he's 30. His rushing ability is fine, but it's never been special. His deep ball's terrible. Because he can't read a defense, he just misses open receivers in recognition. Therefore, it doesn't even matter if you can hit him. And worst of all is he's not even very accurate on the short stuff anymore. Patrick Mahomes is a problem that's significantly holding the Chiefs back, and they're not prepared to deal with that because they're paying him $500 million, literally, which means they don't have cap space to go out and get a really, expensive, efficient run game. They don't have cap space to go out there and get wide receivers who could do everything for him. Now, they still have really good receivers. They still have Travis Kelce, who's having his best year in like 3 years. But they don't have a superstar, and that's the only thing that could save somebody who's as inaccurate as Mahomes is right now. And this is like the 3rd straight year that Mahomes has kind of low-key been unwiped asshole. Meanwhile, Daniel Jones is mid, but at least everybody knows he's mid. He's getting paid like he's mid. He's being used like he's mid, and he's consistently mid. Take away if the quarterbacks are even, and that's a little insulting to Daniel Jones this year, the much better roster exists in Indianapolis. This is our Colts.
Is DeForest Buckner on the IR?
What's that?
Is DeForest Buckner on IR?
Yes.
Thought so.
Does suck.
Yeah, I mean, that sucks, but overall, it doesn't worry me too much because we have the 3.5. It gives us some space there. I agree with you that the Colts are absolutely the better roster. Sure, Daniel Jones, was it the last game he played?
Yeah, at Atlanta, one of the worst games ever. But you know what? The last game that Mahomes played is one of the worst games ever. So fuck it, dude.
Yeah, and the run game is so good. The receivers are so good that he can be bad and they'll still be all right. And with the state of Mahomes and the Chiefs' offense, we don't have to worry about them needing to score, like the Colts needing to score every possession to keep up.
We've got an inaccurate quarterback who keeps on throwing the ball deep despite no success doing it. And he's going up against a secondary that includes Kenny Moore in the slot, which will be the Rashee Rice eraser. Like, that is a perfect matchup for the Colts. Sauce Gardner on the outside. And oh yeah, Mooney fucking Ward, dude. Charvarius. That's the best secondary in football. I don't even care if Nick Cross plays. They have really good safeties too, but I don't care because the corners are that fucking good. And Mahomes is gonna do dumb shit because he always does. And he's gonna be inaccurate on deep balls. And what is Sauce Gardner so fucking good at? Breaking up deep balls. Can't really do much on the lateral routes, but those deep balls, he's fucking got them. Bang.
Yeah, that was a Colts. It's a bet.
Colts is a bet. We do 3 units on the plus 3.5. We don't have to worry about the money line.
All right. On to the late slate. First up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars going to play the Arizona Cardinals. The Jags are minus 2.5.
Remember how I had that whole rant about how like some teams are way too unpredictable to bet on?
Yep.
Welcome, damn it, welcome. The Jaguars looked like they found something last week, or did they just play a team with no offensive line and a hurt Justin Herbert? Right? Like, it's the second one. Trevor Penning got benched in his first start for the Chargers because their dumbasses put him at left tackle, and it's like, people have learned not to do that.
Right, we've seen this before.
Halfway through the game, they put his ass on the bench. It's like, yeah, he can't do it. You can't, they don't ask him to do things.
Yeah, I don't want to bet on this game. I think the Jags, that's just the type of team they are, where they are incredibly talented. It's just that the consistency, especially from Trevor Lawrence, just isn't there. And we've seen it pretty much, like 3 or 4 straight weeks before last week of they'd play really well, and then there'd be some absolute blow-ups, and they'd blow the game.
I do think it's kind of funny that the Jaguars offense magically gets much better when Brian Thomas Jr. is not out there dropping every fucking pass ass.
I mean, that helps, like in terms of getting predictability and consistency.
Yeah, like I'd rather know that Parker Washington is getting me 4 yards than think that Brian Thomas is getting me 20 and then he gives me 0. So I get it.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's still, I don't like the Jags enough to bet on them in this spot. And the Cardinals, well, I mean, we've talked about them, we've picked them a handful of times this year, or at least since Jacoby's been playing. They're still not a great team. And they're still a worse roster than the Jags. And like, if I was gonna bet on the Cardinals, I'd want more than 2.5.
Yeah, like the Cardinals are just so mistake prone. Like I can't bet on them against a good team, and the Jaguars can be a good team, but they're also so mistake prone. Like this is college football. This game is college football.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Next game,
Oh my fucking God. I'm gonna puke looking at this game.
we have the Cleveland Browns going to play the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are -3.5.
I think we need to round up everybody that watches this game and put them on a list, and that every, I don't know, 3 months, they should have to report to a centralized municipal agency that tracks their whereabouts. And they should have to go to their neighbors and tell them, I watched this game, and because of that, I am a football offender. And I'm sorry I cannot be around your children, and I cannot go near schools or practice football fields. This game is terrible, and Shadur Sanders is starting in it.
I was going to say, what do you have against Josina Anderson? Josina?
Did you call her Josina?
I've never heard her name said out loud.
You don't really? Josina Anderson used to be on ESPN all the time. Yeah, she thought she was going to be the lady Adam Schefter. And then after a while, they were like, we're not giving you that money. And then Bleacher Report was like, we will give you that money. You are the lady Adam Schefter. And it turns out she's not. She's just a mouthpiece for certain quarterbacks.
I was just saying, you wanted to put them on a list. Talking about people that are definitely going to watch this game. Definitely Josina.
No, it's Josina. It is Joe Cena, like John Cena's brother, with an even less creative first name. But Josina will be watching this game and gooning over every time Shadur Sanders breathes deeply. I don't know. Her obsession with him is strange, and I don't know what to make of it. Is it sexual? Is it political? Is it personal? Is it financial? Whatever it is, it's terrifying. Don't go near her. I've seen things like this before. They call it borderline personality disorder and depressive schizophrenia. That's a fucking banger for those of you who know. Shout out.
Who's gonna win, Joe?
Shout out to my freshman year roommate and also several other people I know. In a more biblical sense. Nobody's going to win this game. You know who's going to win this game? People who don't watch it. We'll all win. Together. Shadur Sanders is too bad to bet on, but the Raiders are too bad to fade. The Raiders are too bad to fade Shadur. Myles Garrett might get 17 sacks, and Max Crosby might get 14. Liquidate these teams.
Yeah, I got nothing to add on to that. Next game, we have the Atlanta Falcons going to play the New Orleans Saints. The Saints, -2.
Not 3 units, but 2 units on the Saints.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're getting Kirk Cousins without Drake London.
Go shuck them up, baby.
I think it's really funny. There are still people out there, like in the last week, who have been tweeting at me like, you should never be allowed to talk about football again, LOL. You thought Tyler Shuck was the quarterback 1 in this draft. And it's like, have you seen Cam Ward? Have you seen Tyler Shuck? At the worst, you could say Tyler Shuck's QB2 in this draft. At the fucking worst. So, yeah, I'm really proud of that one. And also, like, if you know what you're looking at, Tyler Shuck is very clearly the best rookie quarterback this year and the best in the last 3 years, excluding Drake May, of course, who is...
I was about to say.
No, Drake May is quite literally the outlier god. He shouldn't count, and it's boring for me to talk about him. Because yes, I was absolutely right about him. I nailed it to a fucking T. I said he would be the best quarterback in the league this year, and he was, and he is. And I said he was the best top 5 quarterback last year, and people didn't get it. Now do you see? Stop fucking thinking and just listen to me. You're bad at it. No, Drake May it's legitimately boring. Like, I don't care. I don't get like a sense of gratification from him being this great, because it's like, yeah, dude, I stood next to a fire and said it was hot. You were an idiot that thought it was cold, but like, I'm not that impressed with myself for noticing the abundantly obvious.
You're using a lot of yous here?
Not you, Alex. Obviously, you all. But I'm not going to say y'all because then somebody's going to accuse me of pretending to be a black man on Twitter. Again, a thing that happened. Regardless, Tyler Shuck's been fucking balling out. Nobody seems to notice, which is sick. And the Saints are gonna win 5 games this year. Maybe 6 if they get this one. The Falcons are reeling. Their season's over. They have 3 fucking wins. They're way better than a 3-win team. But now they don't have Penix. I don't know if Cousins is still capable of playing. Like, legitimately, last time he came in relief duty, he still looked totally and completely washed. And that's bad. And now they don't have Drake London, their number 1 receiver, which really hurts their offense because when the Falcons' offense is decent, it's largely Bijan is really good, and the receivers are so fucking stacked that, like, you only have to make one good play every few, and it's gonna be a first down. Take away Drake London, a top 8 receiver in the NFL, and suddenly it becomes a lot harder. So I love the Saints, coming off a bye, better quarterback, similar roster talent, just as much to play for. But the Saints have known this shit, and the Falcons are just learning it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, we get the better quarterback off of a bye. They're at home, and the Falcons have completely fallen apart.
Have you considered, though, that the Saints are wearing those fucking horrendous all-black jerseys with the black helmet?
Who cares?
Everybody can't be the Raiders. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, that's fair. They are ugly jerseys, but
1 unit or 2.
I mean, I feel like 2.
Yeah, as soon as I asked you, I knew what you wanted. I wanted you to say, and I decided it's 2.
Well, good. I'm glad we decided that together.
This
Closing out the late slate, we have the Philadelphia Eagles going to play the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles are -3.5.
Birdwatcher, I'm sorry. I love the Cowboys. I don't see how you could not bet on the Cowboys in this game.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't have a secondary, but it's Jalen Hurts.
It's Jalen fucking Hurts.
And to an extent, when A.J. Brown's out there, it doesn't really matter if you have good corners, because if Jalen Hurts throws it in the vicinity that A.J. Brown can get it, he's probably going to, regardless of if you have your hands up. It's more just, does Jalen Hurts get it in the vicinity?
That is incredibly well put.
And Dallas actually has a good defense. I mean, they can't pass rush, but they're going to be able to stop the run.
They can pass rush. Donovan Izuriaku, 25% pass rush win rate. Quinnen Williams had 2 fucking sacks against the Raiders. And Jadeveon Clowney looks as good as he's looked in 5 years.
I keep forgetting about Clowney.
Yeah, and he looks good as fuck.
Took some extra time to work out, get ready.
Meanwhile, Lane Johnson hurt.
Again. Yeah, I was going to say, and the Eagles, their offensive line is falling apart a little bit.
Cam Jurgens hurt.
And Jalen Hurts still looks bad. Plus,
Yes.
Dallas, we know they can score.
There's
They
some,
score like crazy this year.
help me out, there's some poetry to be written here about the things hurting the Eagles are their right tackle being hurt, their center being hurt, and their quarterback being Hurts.
Nice. There is something there. I don't know. That's not my forte. but
Jalen Hurts, the Eagles.
There you go. That's simple.
Birdwatcher,
Got him.
I'm so preemptively mad at our beloved Birdwatcher for just refusing to admit that Jalen Hurts is a fucking scourge upon his team. Do you know why I'm so mad about Jalen Hurts? It's not that he's the worst quarterback in the NFL, because he's not. There is still Bo Nix 90% of the time. Like, there's still Michael Penix. There's still the ghost of Kirk Cousins. Like, there are bad quarterbacks all over. What pisses me off about Jalen Hurts is that I'm pretty sure the Eagles are undefeated with either of the quarterbacks that are also on their roster. And I'm pretty sure that Jalen Hurts is the worst quarterback on their roster. And
No,
people,
because his handsomeness and leadership abilities make the team play better.
look, he is beautiful.
Mhm.
He is the Black Orlando Bloom. I've been saying it since he was in college. But it doesn't change the fact your leadership is bunk if your entire receiving room fucking hates you and tells people online he wants to leave. If A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith are both sitting there joking to the media that they can't decide which one of them is more disgruntled. It's a literal thing that happened. Like, they asked Devontae Smith and like, how do you feel about A.J. Brown like being all upset and like people knowing about it? He was like, I think I'm more mad than he is. It's like, what? How is this tenable? How does nobody look in the mirror and be like, you know, I've heard stories about quarterbacks in this league completing half their passes. It's disgusting. And by the way, remember when I got dunked on for saying Saquon's not all that in the bag of chips? What's really good, motherfucker? It's 1 year out of 8 that he's been something. And he was special as fuck last year. But this year, penis. Every year before this, Penis. Maybe he's mostly penis. Remember when I got ragged on for saying DeAndre Swift would be more productive in Chicago? Don't fucking go look at any numbers now. That would be real bad for you. Never wrong, just early. Fuck you. I'm so mad at nobody.
The only question for this Cowboys bet is, are we taking it at plus 3.5 minus 124 odds?
I already checked. I can find minus 120 on... So we're fucking doing minus 120 at one of those books instead of whatever the fuck these people at pregame are saying.
All right, lock it in. Dallas, plus 3.5 minus 120. How many units?
That is the real question. I want to do 2 because I've been waiting to fade the Eagles, but the Eagles are black magic, so we will go 2.
I think 2's a good number there.
The Eagles don't score enough points to cover more than a field goal.
Yeah, it's going to be in Dallas. Cowboys have been playing well. The offense is crazy.
Dude, the Cowboys are going to make a run for a wild card spot. I don't know if they get in because the NFC is deep, but the Cowboys about to go on a little run here. They might even take this division if the Eagles keep fucking up. The Eagles are this close to having a losing record. Like, they're 7-3, and they shouldn't have beat the Lions. They damn sure shouldn't have beat the Rams. They almost lost to the dog shit Packers. They're so close.
Cowboys.
All right, we have pain ahead of us.
Sunday Night Football. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to play the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are minus 6.5.
We can't bet this game. We won't bet that. We will not bet this game. The Rams are really fucking good, but they're eternally a little bit tough to lay big numbers with because Sean McVay doesn't like to win big. He likes to cut it as close as he can. Not on purpose, but just like he gets conservative, he likes to turtle, he likes to waste clock instead of going for the throat. It's just what the Rams do, and it works, and it's fine, and they're a good enough team that they get away with it. The Rams are one of those very few, very complete teams that like they don't make dumb mistakes. Their offense functions properly. Their defense is fairly consistently decent. Like the Rams are a reliable team that you can bet on. The Buccaneers are whatever the furthest thing from that is, and I hate it. The Buccaneers are 3rd in pass pressure rate. Sounds good, right? Guess what their pressure rate is when they don't blitz a defensive back?
A lot lower.
It's the worst.
That's tough.
The Buccaneers are top 10 in drive success prevention, right? So like they're the 10th best team at preventing a team from scoring on a drive, right?
That's good.
They're the worst in big play allowance. So yeah, most of the time they get a stop, but also more often than anybody else, they're going to bust a coverage and let one play destroy them. That's bad. That's really bad. So the defense is the exact thing that the Todd Bowles defense has always been. It's not very good, but occasionally amazing. Like when it works, it's dominant and perfect. And when it doesn't work, it's pretty bad. And that's always, we've been saying it since we started watching the Buccaneers when Brady got there. Like the Todd Bowles defense is a batted pass, a sack, or a pretty easy, efficient passing completion.
Yeah, and in previous years, the Buccaneers offense has been good enough that they can kind of overcome that. Or we go, okay, yeah, they might give up some explosive plays, but for the most part, you're not going to be able to run on them, and the offense is going to score a lot. But the offensive line has been hurt and bad all year.
Yep.
The receivers have been hurt all year.
And now therefore bad.
Right, and now it's relying on rookies.
2 rookies. 2 undersized rookies.
And it's just not a good setup for the offense right now that I have any confidence in them being able to consistently score. But at the same time, they can still score because Baker Mayfield is very good. And even though those receivers are rookies, they've both shown that they can win.
They can be
put
useful.
up some points. Yeah. So it's hard to bet on the Rams because it's a full touchdown, and the Buccaneers still have pieces to a defense, generally hold offenses, and it's Baker Mayfield.
Well, and even getting further into the matchups, like the one thing you can always say about the Buccaneers, and it is actually very useful in this day and age, you can't run on the Buccaneers. And Sean McVay loves to run the ball. And I've been seeing something that's been pissing me off to no end, so let me go on a miniature rant. Football analysts and pundits have been just absolutely fucking creaming themselves over Sean McVay running a lot of 13 personnel this year, which just means 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. the goal line package. They're like, oh, look, he's running all this 13 personnel. He's totally revolutionized his offense. It's like, no, dude, he's calling his goal line plays in the middle of the field. Congrats. You know a large part of why they're doing it so often? They're winning, and they're churning clock. It's not that effective, and we saw it against the Seahawks. Oh, shit. When you play a team that can stop the run, it doesn't really matter how many fucking tight ends you crowd the field with. You can't run on them. You can't run on the Buccaneers. Put your 3 tight ends out there. Fine, go ahead. The Buccaneers will stuff your run. Period. It's what they do. It's going to force the Rams to have to throw the ball more, and Matt Stafford is a top 3 quarterback in the NFL. And Puka Nacua is pretty good, and Devontae Adams is pretty good, and they're going to get theirs. But I can't trust a Buccaneers offense to hang tough with the Rams, and I can't trust a Todd Bowles defense to do anything right ever. The Buccaneers offense, like you said, it's young receivers, but it goes beyond that, because you think like, oh, Emeka Egbuka, reliable, always runs the right route, tough through contact, great hands. He's dropped 2 balls in each of his last 3 games. He's getting dinged for running not running the wrong routes, but running the routes improperly. He's really having a hard time playing through contact, and I've yet to see him beat man coverage one fucking time. He's so slow. He's really smart, so he beats zone, and that's super useful as a wide receiver 2 or a wide receiver 3. That's what he is, and he's being used like an X, a number 1 receiver X, and he's not that in any way. And then Tez Johnson's all the talent in the world. He's even got really good hands. He's fucking dumb. He does dumb shit. He never runs the right route. It's consistently bad, his route running. Not like in terms of getting open, but in terms of like doing what he's supposed to, getting to his landmark. It's not right. And that creates a mistrust in Baker Mayfield, and he starts focusing on Cade Otton, because at least Otton will be where he's supposed to be. But Otton's not good at anything. He's slow, he's not the biggest tight end, and he drops the ball a lot, and he gets no yards after the catch, and he's really, really amazing at getting 1 fewer yard than you need on 3rd and 4th down, consistently. Like less than a yard, like 5 inches. Regardless, if you tell me there's a team with a mostly bad offensive line, and bad receivers, and a mediocre running game, even if their quarterback's great, that's not enough. And if their defense is mistake-prone, how can I bet on them to beat or even hang with one of the very best teams in the league?
Yeah, especially with the Rams defense as it is they're going to get so much pressure.
Yeah,
the Bucs aren't going to be able to run. Yep. Baker's going to have to play hero ball. And so, I lean Rams. It's just that it's still 6.5, and who knows, maybe Baker throws some beautiful deep balls.
Well, that's the thing, is like, there's a path, right? Like, if I'm the coach of the Buccaneers, I know what the path is. Tez Johnson's running deep routes, and he's our wide receiver 1. Maybe Chris Godwin comes back and we can kick Egbuka back into the slot where he belongs. That changes a lot. I don't really think Bucky Irving actually makes a difference. Like, the problem with the Bucs run game is not that the running backs are bad, it's that there's not a lot of good blocking, because the center is a bust, and the left guard is hurt and also bad, and the right guard is hurt and the replacement's bad, and the right tackle is decent. And Tristan Wirfs is good, but not, he's really good. He's just not ungodly like he has been. So you can't bet the Bucs because they're just way too much of a fucking mess, but you can't bet the Rams because they like close games, and the Bucs are dangerous. If they can just get competent wide receiver play and competent offensive line play, which are not outside the realm of possibility, it's something we've seen these players do. If they can do those things, they can win this fucking game. And so I can't lay 6 against a team that could legitimately win the game.
Yep, on to Monday night. We have the Carolina Panthers going to play the San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers are -7.
They say that beer is proof God loves us and wants us to be happy. I counter this fucking game. What will you be doing on Monday night? I will not be watching this game.
They've had quite a run of Monday night games that have just been terrible lately.
Yeah, and ESPN picked that exact run to be where they really want to strong arm everybody into paying extra for their services. Is anybody competent at anything? Does anybody do anything okay? I'm also mad. I'm very mad because I finished watching Dune Prophecy Season 1 yesterday, and now I can't watch it instead of Monday Night Football. I've started Boardwalk Empire.
That's a fun show. I'm
in Season 1, so I'm still in the part where it's like, oh, I recognize that historical figure. That's cool. And they keep on saying Chicago's a lovely town, and I keep going, yeah, goddamn fucking right it is.
They go to Chicago later in the show.
Good.
Go
You don't.
see Alphonse running around.
You don't understand how fucking excited I am to be back for Thanksgiving. I'm going to eat 2 French silk pies. I'm not. I'm gonna make 3 of them on my own because I know I will eat 2 of them and people will be upset. I haven't eaten solid food in 3 days so that I can prepare to eat probably 4 pounds of prime rib that my dad cooks and 2 French silk pies.
I'm happy for you.
Every year, my gigantic father, my dad's built like most 3-techs, right? I'm built like most Wes Welkers. My dad, for Thanksgiving, will cook an entire prime rib roast, which is like 10 pounds. And he will deep fry a turkey. And he will make 3 loaves of bread worth of stuffing. And then he'll make all the other accoutrements. And then I'll make 2 French silk pies. And he will be very upset if I don't eat 2 servings of everything, including French silk pies.
You poor bastard.
I gain 10 pounds every time I visit my dad for Thanksgiving. I swear to Christ.
That's those are pounds well spent.
Do you know how much film I can grade while shitting out those 10 pounds? Actually, not that much. It's a violent and unpleasant process. Yeah, so that's Monday Night Football.
We have to pick one more game.
We got to pick one more fucking game. All right, let's just run through real quick. I'm mad. I'm mad. If we would have bet the Bills yesterday, it was still -3.5, and I would love that line. But I'm not laying 6.
Yeah. So our maybes that we talked about were Houston +6, Chicago -2.5. And the Jets +13.5.
I literally have the hiccups because I'm craving French silk pie. I'm not joking when I say I have not eaten solid food in 3 days.
When are you going back? Like, it's Thanksgiving's not for another week plus.
I literally just got the clearance today that I do not have to appear in court in fucking Trenton, New Jersey the day before Thanksgiving, so I can go home. And I will be planning my flight home tonight, and I'm thinking about it.
I'm saying that you haven't eaten solid food in a few days. How long are you going?
I will eat eggs, turkey sausage, tuna salad, and protein shakes between now and Thanksgiving.
It's not too bad. That's not bad, except I know that none of this involves any sort of bread or carb that you can use as a base.
I will consume rye bread when I make tuna melts. One slice each.
That's good. I was about to say, if you're just eating tuna salad out of a bowl, you're a cat.
I did that on Sunday, and then I immediately went and lifted weights, and I wanted to puke.
All right.
Don't do leg day on a belly full of tuna and nothing else. You will have burps and farts, and you will want to puke, and it'll be really hard to just like do one more rep. You will say no. We're not betting the Lions. We should bet the Jets.
It's kind of where I'm at. I think it's either Jets or Bears.
Man, the Steelers are dick. They're very dick.
Like, it's 2.5, so you win by a field goal and we still cover.
Do we bet a half unit on the Bears or do we bet a half unit on the Jets? We bet on the Bears because we love Ben Johnson and we believe he is good. We bet on the Jets because Tyrod Taylor is an upgrade from Justin Fields. Choo. Well, hold on. The Patriots are better than the Ravens, right?
Yeah.
At least similar.
Yeah, this year they're better.
Jets would have fucking beat the Patriots with Tyrod Taylor last week. I love Drake May, but and Drake May would have pulled something out, but it would have been a very close game with a quarterback who's just mid, the bottom of mid.
They're different to me though, because it's a division game, and as good as Drake May is, he's still a young quarterback on not a very good team.
Lamar Jackson's been downright booty.
Right, but the rest of the team is better, and they're a more experienced team. Plus, they don't give a shit about the Jets. The game doesn't really mean anything to them. I mean, okay. I'm not against it because it's 13.5 with the team against a team that hasn't played very well.
What team is more reviled than the Jets?
Titans.
What team is more beloved than the Ravens?
Chiefs.
Would you agree that the Jets and Ravens are second place in those calculus?
They're pretty high up there.
Just basic handicapping says you gotta take the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it. It's more just that the Bears have played better than they should have because Ben Johnson is really good. And This is a field goal game at home against a team that isn't good. So, there's some of that Pittsburgh voodoo, but it feels like the Bears have some Ben Johnson voodoo. So
I'm just quickly going through and checking. The weather does not fuck up any of our bets.
I was actually looking at that throughout. I mean, obviously, Dallas, New Orleans, who cares? Kansas City, it's supposed to be nice. Green Bay, it's going to be kind of cold, but it'll be dry and it's not going to be freezing.
That's all
It's
I
going to
need.
be, yeah, it's going to be like 40s. Kansas City, it's going to be like high 50s.
Oh,
So it'll
fuck
actually
yeah.
be like nice.
Get suntan.
I didn't look at Chicago or Baltimore though.
The other part, if the weather in Baltimore is even medium, if it's like 45 degrees or less, I say we go Jets just because both of these teams are going to want to run the ball a lot and get this game over with, and they just might not have enough time to build up 14 points of margin.
It looks like Chicago, it's going to be dry. It's going to be 40s, 50s. And then it looks like Baltimore is going to be dry, partly cloudy, 40s, high 40s.
Fuck.
Now, Baltimore is rainy this week, though. It's raining. It's supposed to rain. Well, it's currently raining, apparently. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, Friday, and Saturday. So if some of that gets pushed, then it could be messy. Whereas it everywhere else looks like it's just clear all around.
I'm just trying to look at any other game I have an angle on, and it's all dog shit. It's all bad. I would bet. I'd bet the
I don't
Browns
hate
if the
either.
Hawaiian was back, but
I
it's
don't.
Shadur. I can't bet Shadur.
No, I don't think you can bet on the Browns right now. Like their defense is truly dominant, but their offense legitimately can't score. It doesn't matter who's playing quarterback because both options are bad.
It's
Just one's truly
it's
terrible.
Stefanski fault. Stefanski want Shadur fail.
Yeah, that's why. But what I mean is that I don't hate either the Bears or the Jets. I'm kind of fine taking both of them. Both of them obviously have risk, but I think
All
there's
right,
good upside.
we'll take the
We could
Buccaneers
do
money line for 5 units.
we could just do like half unit bets on the Bears and Jets. Or I mean, I don't really care if you just want to throw Jets.
My fear with the Bears is like, what if Mason Rudolph plays and he's better than Rodgers, which is totally on the table.
I mean, yeah, but even if he's better, he's not going to be that much better.
You don't need to be that much better. Rodgers has been dickhole. If Rodgers has been decent this year, the Steelers are a lot better.
Yeah, but I think the Bears have been playing well. Caleb Williams looks like he's improving.
Yeah, but he's
And
gonna have real pressure this week as opposed to like self-created pressure. Maybe he gets away from Watt, but if he does, he's not getting away from Highsmith, you know?
yeah, I mean, I feel like he's done a really good job of handling pressure, though.
He does. He
And
makes
so,
pressure and
like,
then he handles it beautifully. It's crazy.
fair. But
Oh,
so like if it's a pressure defense, you go, well, he does well with pressure. It's the other stuff that he doesn't do well with.
True. All right, fuck it. Go Bears because I'm excited to eat French silk pie. And bet it accordingly, which is don't fucking bet it. Let's
Yeah,
bet
but
0.25 unit.
at that point, why don't we just bet on both of them? We're barely betting any money. Or do you not even just you don't really want to bet on either of these games?
Every penny we bet on these games is a bad penny.
Fair. Okay. Bears, quarter unit.
Bears
Minus
because
2.5.
Bears because we promised you we'd have 5 bets, and so we fucking do. But we don't like it and we want it to go away. Yeah, okay. So our 5 bets are Minnesota over Green Bay, 2 units on plus 6.5, 1 unit on the money line. You can get that money line at plus 260. Hell yeah, Batman. Indianapolis Colts over the Kansas City Patrick Mahomes is bads. Indy plus 3.5, 3 units at minus 120. I'm sure you can find better odds. New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons. 2 units, minus 105. It's minus 2, but like you can find money line or whatever. I don't care. Dallas Cowgirls over Philadelphia. Jalen is hurting us. Cowboys plus 3.5, 2 units, minus 120. I fucking love those bets. I really fucking love those 4 bets. I'm going to take out a loan so I can bet those 4 bets because after last week, I have no money.
They're going to make you call the number.
I have the money. I'm okay. But, and then Chicago because we said we will have 5 bets and French silk pie. And my dad's going to make a prime rib, minus 2.5 for as little money as you can put on it. Sound good?
Sounds great.
I'm going to go watch Boardwalk Empire.
Hell yeah, Steve Buscemi supremacy.
Is that allowed?
Everybody loves Steve Buscemi.
Okay, good. I don't know.
He's a friend to all communities.
I've watched the first couple episodes, and it seems that he's not too fond of your people. He killed a guy for being too Irish and beating his wife while drunk, as you do.
As the Irish are genetically mandated to do.
I believe you guys call it the sickness. My people call it the firewater. You guys call it the sickness. We both struggle. Red and green. It's a Christmas podcast. And with that,
we get eventual acceptance and assimilation. You get casinos.
Fuck, this podcast is too on the nose. Oh, you mean the podcast where you're the straight man normal one and I'm the crazy guy who gambles? Yep. This is good. We're doing a great thing here. Caricatures are real. And with that, last week we said don't bet on these fucking football games. We hate these football games. This week, I actually love these fucking football games. We're going to make 10 units this week, and we're going to be fucking back. Asta.